Welcome once again. Willy P, your teacher, who is going to take you through mathematics, P for class. Hope you are doing so well. Before I take you through today's lesson, let's remind ourselves about the work we had in the previous activity, which was under fractions of wholes. And fraction of wholes, I told you what a fraction is. It's a part of a whole. Part of a whole, the way we explain, the way we describe the word fraction. But in this case, we saw the word of meaning multiplication or times, okay? And wholes, you can tell a whole number, 5, 6, 10, whatever. So in our activity, I'm going to answer the last three numbers we had. And number 3 was telling us work out. It was work out a 60th of 18. And what do we say here? They're asking us, how many groups of 6s can we get from 18 objects, okay? How many groups of 6s can we get from 18 objects? Assume any object we can use. If we are to group stones, just stones, small stones, 18 of them. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, okay? Yes, they are telling us, let's count 6, we make a group. 6, make a group. 6, make a group. I think that one is very easy, okay? So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this gives us one group, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This forms another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is another group. Have you already counted the groups? We have 1, 2, 3. 3 groups. What does this one mean? It means if I have a 60th times 18. I think I explained this one. Of means times, okay? We write the answer of the groups we have formed. And the answer is as simple as 3, okay? Hope you underlined your answer very well. And we go to number 4, which was saying, what is, number 4 we had, what is a half of 12? A half of 12 means just have 12 objects. And these 12 objects, then you group them in 2s, okay? Assume we have our pencils, 12 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, okay? Just group them in 2s. You count 2, it's a group. 1, 2, a group, okay? 1, 2, another group. 1, 2, we have 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 the last group, okay? Have you counted the groups you have formed? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. So we shall have a half times 12. The answer is the number of groups we have formed. And this is 6 of them, okay? Hope you are following and you are observing exactly what you have in your work. Okay? Let's go to number 5, which was telling us to simplify. Simplify. And what were we simplifying? It is 1/8 of 16. What does this one mean? It means how many groups of 80s can we get from 16 objects? So this one requires you to have 16 objects. They can be books, they can be pens, they can be tomatoes, they can be guavas, as long as they make 16 of them and group them in 80s. Count 8, make a group. Count 8, make a group. Assume this time we have pens. Here we use the pencils as you used yours. Some of you, I know, use the some sticks. Some of you use the straws. Some of you use the bottle tops. Some of you use the books. Any item you can just use to have all these items, and you group them very well, okay? Assume we have pens this time, 16 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 of them. Group them in 8. Count 8, make a group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is one group, okay, of 8 pens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have formed another group of 8 pens, okay? So how many groups are these? 2 of them. So just have 8 and 8 times 16. My answer is the number of groups I have formed, as you have seen. And those are only and only 2 groups of 8 you've formed in 16 objects. Hope this work is organized as you did there. Now check number 1 and number 2. For me, I've managed to go through number 3, 4, and 5. What about number 1 and number 2? Did you pass them? Please give yourself a clap if you have passed all, okay? I want to thank you for just looking at this previous work of ours. And now, allow me this time take you to the next lesson. This was done. Now, let's come back here. Can you read with me fractions of fractions? Last time we had fractions of wholes, but now it is a fraction of fractions. Hey, what is this, my Jesus? Okay? But now you know a fraction. And now this is a fraction, this is a fraction. What don't you know is the meaning of the word of? Somebody has already told me that, hey, teacher, of means multiplication, okay? So now, we are not far from what we had the other time. If I take you through some simple examples here, and I want you to watch so well and study this. If I have one and somebody saying, what is a half of a third? Hope this one is so simple. Let me make it simpler than the way it should be. What is a half of a half? I remember telling you the meaning of the word of multiplication. So please follow what I'm going to do here. Let's first interpret this of. It will be a half. Interpret this one times a half. Teacher, now look here. Now remember, this is the numerator, this is the denominator. This is the numerator, this is the denominator, okay? So now, go with me. We are going to get a numerator. Let me use n to stand for numerator. You multiply another numerator, okay? That means it's 1 times 1, okay? Out of a denominator times a what? I think these things are very simple. Let's substitute. Our numerator is 1 times another numerator, which is 1. Hope you are now thinking about tables. Our denominators will have 2 times 2. Are these things very hard? And let's get our final answer, if you are paying attention. What is 1 times 1? 1. Very good. Out of. What is 2 times 2? Very good. 4. And that marks the end of this simple number you have been talking about. So when you get a half times a half, you get what we call a quarter. Say that. A half times a half, we get a quarter. How do you get a quarter? Make sure you get a numerator times a numerator. Out of a denominator times a denominator. Hope it is very simple. Let me give you the second one and see how simple really things can be. As long as you are practicing tables at your home, I know. So, Roman told, they are telling us, work out What are we working out this time? It is a third times a half. So we are going far from just as that. Our emphasis, our interest is make sure that we interpret this word and then we work out the fractions. This means we get a third times a half. This times or multiplication sign is coming from the word of, okay? So what have I said here when we reached here? Get a numerator times the numerator on the opposite side, okay? Out of the denominator times the denominator on the other side, okay? Hope you are seeing them because this is where we started from. Numerators will have 1 and 1, okay? 1 times 1 out of. Then denominators will have 3 and 2. Somebody has already got the answer, but wait a moment. Let's go. 1 times 1. You get 1, good. Out of 3 times 2, what do you get? Hurry up. Very good. 6. You see, things are very simple. Just watch. Have I changed anything? From what you know up to here? Nothing. So this means if I have a third times a half, my answer is a sixth. Are you following? I know. People are saying, yes, teacher, give us work, give us what to do. No, wait a moment. Let's look at the third example. Then maybe after the third and the fourth, I will give you an opportunity to write exactly what you wish from my exercise. So somebody is saying, simplify. Simplify means make it simpler. Make this fraction of hours I'm going to give you as a simpler one. Assume we have 2 out of 5, okay? And it is of, let me call it a third, okay? Are you seeing that one? Very challenging or simpler than the first ones? Go through the same way. So we'll first interpret the word of, and we shall have 2/5, then times a third. Okay? What is the next step? Come here. We shall have a numerator times a numerator. Out of, you see the numerators will have 2 and 1, and the denominators will have 5, and on the other side we have 3. Sorry, denominators. Let's first go by formula, okay? Then after we substitute. So this gives me 2 times 1 out of 5 times 3. So what shall we have here? We shall have 2 times 1, which is 2, and 3 times, 5 times 3, somebody is saying 15, okay? You see, things are so simple as you can say. Somebody is saying, teacher, give us work. Yes, get ready. Get your pen, get your pencil, get your book. Do you have your ruler? Now, let's have an exercise. You have been good. Just look at this. You have been so good. And I'm just going to give you simple ones than these ones. Make sure you leave your work organized, okay? Thank you so much. Bye-bye.